Good evening. I'm the Biz, and with me tonight is Renee Jacobs, the director of the new movie Mum is Dead. Renee, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. Why don't you just go ahead and tell me a little bit about this project? How did it come about?
Um, Last year I tried to attend. Let me think. There was a competition I wanted to attend, and the theme was extreme feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this is a really good theme, and I figured out the story you had seen in my movie right
Uh-huh.
now, and I wrote the story down, but the time scale of this contest was too short, so I couldn't attend it. And then I decided, okay, it would be a good story to tell, and now it's finished.
Okay. Do you remember who was doing the contest?
Oh no, no, I don't remember.
It is definitely you. I think you succeeded with the extreme feelings theme. It's definitely a heavy movie.
Yeah,
It's very different from the other things that we've seen from you. I mean, going all the way back to your first one that I remember, which was the silent horror movie, I believe.
the trap. Yes,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was.
And then moving forward, it's always been a little bit lighter with In the Tombs, which had almost like a Three
Yeah,
Stooges kind of vibe to it. And
yeah,
then with your the one with the gentleman who's daydreaming of himself on the beach, again, had much more of a lighter feel. Watching this,
yeah.
I was a bit surprised. Did you find it difficult to turn to such a extremely, um, to go with this extreme emotion kind of thing with the story?
No, no, no. That was not difficult for me because um, I usually come from this kind of movie making. I'm when I started to create movies, even before I used iClone. I did horror movies, and I liked horror movies very much, and so it's not a problem for me to tell such heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, the lighter stuff is much more difficult to
Huh.
do than this one.
Huh. About how long did you spend on this?
Okay, as I said, I wrote this down as yeah September last year.
Okay.
I wrote this the script, and in December I casted the voice actress. And the rendering and the put together all this put together took from January till now,
Hmm.
I can say. Yes.
All right. The voice actress that you used, where did you find her from?
This I made a casting call at the voice but let me check.
Voice Acting Alliance, perhaps?
Yes, this it's a forum, Voice Actor Alliance
Hmm.
forum. Yes.
All
So
right.
I made the casting call, and she was the only one I wrote to without. So she didn't attend, but I listened to her demo tape, and I was very pleased with her voice. Yeah,
Right.
she had a wonderful voice, and so I wrote to her if she would join the casting call, and she did.
Hmm.
And after I had about 30 applicants for this role,
Uh-huh.
um, and it took a long time because there were several really good voice actors who sent me the casting files, and it was a very difficult process to choose who will it be at the end.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
Rachel was really great.
Yeah, Rachel Messer. Yeah, she was
Yes.
very impressive in it. I was impressed with her performance. In regards to some of the more technical questions for your movie, I always feel like you're doing like some kind of rendering outside of iClone, but I think you've told me before that all of it is lit in iClone and rendered within iClone. Is that correct?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is correct. The only thing which is not iClone are the lenses from the lights. You know,
Uh-huh.
the shining lights
Yeah.
from the car and some lamps in the scenes, and these film effects.
Hmm.
This one came from other applications besides iClone.
How long do you spend setting up the lighting in a movie like this?
This is difficult to answer because it's for every scene. I had a scene which is not in the movie with a lot of police cars and ambulances and fire and rain and everything. This scene had about 40 lights in it.
Hmm.
Most of the lights were animated, and this can take a whole day to light the scene.
Yeah.
And most of the other scenes has about I think 10 to 20 lights in it. Yeah, about 10 to 20 lights, and this mostly 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm always impressed with your lighting. It always makes it stands out from everybody else's, I think. Also, another part that I'm always impressed with is the scenery. And with the sets that you've created here, very, very realistic. They don't feel as if they're confined to just what's on the camera. They feel very alive. What's your favorite part of filmmaking?
The favorite part is, of course, because it's my profession to do. It's the editing. The editing process is the favorite part of filmmaking. In particular, in iClone, I really like it to assemble the sets and to light them and to shoot everything. Uh, it's much more enjoyable than to do this in real life, and because you have all the time you want and you can reshoot anything you want. And I did this for this movie a lot of times, reshoot several scenes because I wasn't satisfied with the first attempt. And so iClone movie making is much more fun than real life movie making. That's for sure.
Yeah, and cheaper, I would assume.
And cheaper, yes.
Yeah, yeah. A quick question. One thing that I noticed that I kind of had a little head scratcher about at the end, that last little blip of a scene right before you rolled to credits. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? I was just
Yeah.
wondering what was the significance of that little cut?
If you watch this again, you will see that this particular imagery appears at the beginning of the movie too,
Hmm.
when the first dream sequence is over.
Hmm.
Uh, this is I know this is not this is hard to think what this might be. Um, Rachel Melissa is the girl in the movie is called Melissa in my mind. The name is never told, but it's her name.
Hmm.
She is haunted by those pictures. She's haunted by those events of her childhood, and those images aren't leaving her head. And she thinks when she is doing the final thing, killing her father, then these images will go away. And this last image in the movie shows us that it won't.
I see. Okay, that's definitely some added meaning that I was interested in hearing about. So thank you very much for that. How do you feel? How do you feel about this movie? Where does it rank for you?
Where does it rank? That's for sure. It's the best movie I did in iClone.
Okay.
I think compared to my other movies, not to others. Only my work that I did in iClone.
Hmm.
Um, the best in the way that it looks much more realistic than the other ones because of the avatars, which will look much more better since the character creator is out. That's the reason why I started the movie when the character creator came out. I could start in Icon 6. Otherwise, I would have done it in Icon 5. And the only thing that bothers me is the lack of facial expression I have with this character created avatars. And I really hope that iClone 7 will give me back the facial expressions I had with the G5 avatars.
Okay, so you feel that the character creator avatars they don't perform as well as the older ones?
Yes, they don't because the detailed facial animation tab isn't working with these characters.
Oh,
so
okay.
You can't animate the mouth very good because you only have a few muscles to animate. And for the G5 there was this facial animation tab where you can't move certain points of the face in and you could do very angry faces or very happy faces. This was very hard and difficult to animate, but if you were going through this, you get very better facial expressions than this.
Yeah. All right. I did not know that. I hadn't heard anything in the forums about that being the case, so that's interesting.
Oh, I complained about this a lot of times, and Reolution said yes, we will attend to this, but they never told me
when
they want. So I think it will reappear in Icon 7.
Yeah. What are you doing with the film from here? Where do you go?
First of all, it will be watchable online a few days after this premiere, and after that, I will attend to certain animation and normal festivals, and I hope I can put up this film to the big screen several times. This is what I'm attending.
Yeah, it's definitely worthy of being seen by a large audience. It's really good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for taking the time, and best of luck to you. Do you have any idea what your next project may be?
I have 2 ideas, and I still have to do the second part of my Western, if you remember this correctly.
Yep, The Journey.
And, yes, and I'm not sure what I do next, but be sure there are ideas right now.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for joining us, Renee.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.